I'm here to give an update on the petition that I filed on behalf of the Wisconsin Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers to change the rule, the Supreme Court rule, which governs compensation for lawyers, and specifically to raise it to $100 an hour instead of $70, and to tie that rate to the statute for public defender appointments to the private bar. The private bar participation in doing appointed cases started in 1977, and the rate then was $35 an hour. It hasn't changed in 40 years, and no party, neither the Democrats or the Republicans ever did anything about it for 4 decades. No governor's ever done anything. In good times and bad times economically, it hasn't changed. So we're sort of done waiting, we in the defense bar, and we're going to the court as the only avenue for relief at this point. What it does is it drives good lawyers who take these cases out of taking them, out of the business of taking them, including myself. We just can't afford to. It's economically unsustainable. Number one, and the lawyers that do take them are quite often brand new, inexperienced, or they're economically incentivized to not do thorough work, not provide effective assistance to counsel. And that's the mandate that the Gideon decision from 1963 imposes on this state and every state. Well, what it's going to do is it's going to attract experienced defense lawyers to take these cases and actually do the work that is part of the defense function. And so in other words, they're going to use investigators, they're going to file motions, they're going to have jury trials. They're not just going to run what essentially are plea mills and just run people through the system. If you're just a worn body showing up in court, you're not providing effective assistance to counsel. We've supplied the court with actual evidence, 2 different studies which lay out the problem in kind of graphic detail to the extent that we could fund such a study. And so they have the information now, and there's a hearing on May 16th in front of the Supreme Court where we're going to testify about the extent of the problem and what the proposed solution is. And the solution is for them to essentially send a message to the legislature that they have to act because there's a constitutional crisis going on. They've already recognized that there is a constitutional crisis in a similar petition in the 2011 decision. So they know there's a problem. And now it's 7 years later and it's worse. And quite frankly, we're headed down to a point of collapse in the next year, maybe 2 at most.